Okay, here with Jake Libby after day 3 against Hampshire. Jake, to be fair, a day that began with a lot of high hopes has ended pretty badly.
Yeah, I think that's a good summary. I think, came into the day in a really positive position. Thought we played really well yesterday, obviously building the partnership with Hosey to put us into that position. And yeah, obviously losing, I guess the 8 wickets for what we did in the end was very disappointing. And yeah, puts us right on the back foot. But we know we've got to come back strong tomorrow and there's a big day and still a lot to play for.
What would you put it down to, the 8 wickets going down?
A combination of things. I think ultimately they bowled really well today, particularly that first hour into lunch. The pitch is offering just enough. It's a very slow pitch, but I think they just put balls in the right area for long periods. And ultimately we weren't good enough. I think we had a couple of poor dismissals, a couple of unlucky dismissals, however you want to word it. But ultimately we weren't good enough to compete with that bowling today. And I thought Sonny Baker bowled really well. Bowled quickly, bowled it in good areas, and got everything he could out of the wicket. I think on the whole though we'll still be disappointed as a batting group.
Sonny Baker bowled well, got the wickets. Kyle Abbott, by giving you nothing, also backed him up really well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Kyle got a wicket at the end of the day or one, but I think Kyle felt the main threat throughout, to be honest. He was relentless with his accuracy, just didn't miss. Sonny bowled well himself as well and put the ball in right areas. I guess arguably you go at him at the other end. He felt like the guy to try and score off of, but it's a disappointing day for us batters and one we're going to have to think about.
From a personal point of view, obviously outstanding innings from yourself, carried your bat 100 not out. Hampshire just can't get you out this season. Were you perhaps a little bit restricted by the fact that you kept losing partners at the other end?
A little bit. I think, it felt like we had to keep rebuilding. After the Hosey partnership, we never really got anything going from a partnership point of view. They also bowled well at me, and an old Kookaburra ball on that slow wicket was tough to score and tough to accelerate, really. So, it was just one of them. Just felt like we kept losing wickets at regular intervals and just couldn't build a partnership. It's disappointing. I think we've played on some challenging wickets this year, and that one is by far the best pitch we've played on this year. So, it felt like going into the day, if we could get a strong lead, put ourselves in a good position, but that's not to be. So, we're right up against it and fighting hard tomorrow.
Can you just explain what you mean by that, about how difficult it is to score old Kookaburra ball on that pitch? Why is it so difficult?
I think it's just pacing the pitch. Just not much pace in the wicket. I think if you bowl good areas on that wicket with a good field, which they did have, it's tough. It's tough to score. There's just no pace coming onto the bat to use. Albeit some of their lads do bowl it pretty quickly out of the surface. It's coming off slowly, and the difference between the Duke ball and the Kookaburra is the Kookaburra does go softer, quicker. We know that. You can almost squeeze it at times. When it gets old, and it just doesn't come off the bat as well. And it's really as simple as that. Yeah.
That said, it's been better for bowling in the morning generally in this game. Is that give you a bit of hope for tomorrow? Yeah,
I think the overheads have been massive. I think they have been all season. But I think it's when the sun came out, it was a little bit easier to bat for whatever reasons that may be. Look, we know we've got to bowl well again in the morning. Come up strong in the morning. I think we bowled really well in spells first innings, and Tommy showed that as well with getting his 5. So there's no reason we can't come hard again tomorrow and put ourselves back in a winning position, and that's what we've got to be thinking coming into tomorrow.
It's an interesting one in terms of the game, because if Hampshire want to win, they've almost got to give you a chance.
We were just talking about up there. Obviously no idea what they're thinking, but in terms of the time left in the game and probably the nature of the pitch, it's probably a difficult one to know what to set on for how long to bat and how hard you've got to go with the bat as well. And I think ultimately if we can bowl well, I think it is difficult to score on that. I think it is difficult to force it on that without taking big risks. So it will be an interesting day, but I think we've just got to come up and do our job as well as we can.
You've had a couple of games snatched away from you where you've been in winning positions. Tomorrow you've got to hope you can do that to them. I
think that's the mindset we've got to come with tomorrow. Ultimately we played some really good cricket over the last few games, and we've had a really disappointing day today, but I still think we've played some good cricket in this fixture, like you said, we haven't had such a good day for, so if we can try and flip that and have a really good day for ourselves and apply some pressure back on Hampshire and really make them think about it, I think that's what we'll be trying to do tomorrow.
Finally, Jake, from your own point of view, that's your third 100 of the season in red ball cricket. It's been difficult here in New Road. How do you feel about your own game at the moment?
To be honest, I feel in a really good spot with it. I think arguably it's the best I've batted. I feel like I'm picking up length really well. Playing the short ball really well. And yeah, look, obviously, being honest, that the pitches have been really tough for the majority of the season. So yeah, to get 300 is lovely personally. And let's hope it can be in a winning cause in this one. But yeah, look, obviously happy with where my game's at and happy with the runs I've scored.
Well, as ever, Jake, well played. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.
This is Mike the Plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.